So I'm going to talk now about how healing from deep hurt is a battle. It's nothing easy about healing from that hurt. There's nothing easy about making that shift from victim to agent. But it's worth whatever it costs. It's a battle for identity. I had to decide, and you have to decide, who defines me? Who defines me? That takes courage. If the message you picked up from your parents is, you're stupid and ugly, you have to decide whether that's true. It takes courage to decide that it's not true, that it was a projection of their own low self-esteem on you. If their message from the way they treated you was, you're special, it takes a lot of courage to say, I'm not any more special than anyone else. I don't deserve special treatment. If the message you picked up from your parents was a confused double message of these two, there was a strong message of being stupid and ugly, but there was also a message of being special. Sometimes deciding who you really are from that requires particular courage. Those kind of double messages can really make us a little nuts. It's particularly difficult to sort through. So who is the real me? That's the question, isn't it? It takes courage as well as faith to say, the real me is the person Jesus sees when he looks at me. Not the person I see, not the person my parents saw, not even the person my husband sees, but the person that Jesus sees. Jesus sees all your potentials and all your weaknesses. Jesus sees all your hurts, and he sees all those ways those hurts have affected you. If you're a believer, Jesus sees that you belong to him. He sees that you are his Father's child. The battle for our identity is a battle to see ourselves as God sees us. What is God's truth about who I am, about who you are? Do you know, do you realize that God has a new identity for you? And do you also realize it's a battle to appropriate that new identity for yourself? And have you accepted that battle? It's easy to be like that little girl who had a favorite string of plastic snap-apart pearls. Remember those from when you were a kid? They were her favorite toy. She spent hours playing with them. And one day her father came to her with a brand new set of real pearls. The catch was that she had to give up the play pearls that she was so attached to in order to have the real pearls. And she couldn't imagine her life without them. So her father was sad because he knew there were a lot more possibilities with real pearls than with play pearls. It's like that with our identity. We're very attached to who we believe ourselves to be, even if our self-image is negative. If we feel we're essentially weak people, we must recognize that God says through Paul, I can do all things through him who strengthens me. God has strength to give us to fight the battle of our lives, but we must let go of that belief that we're too weak and appropriate the reality that God has his strength to give to us. If we feel like we're worthless, there's a good chunk of our identity bound up in that deep feeling. Maybe we criticize other people a lot, so we won't feel so bad. Do we want to be healed of this negative identity? How attached are we to this feeling? Sure feels like you, doesn't it? How familiar is it? We get attached to the familiar, whether it's true or not. What negative feelings have we carried around for 10 or 20 or 30 or 40 years? Maybe even knowing that they're not God's truth about us.